When you think of pro basketball, you probably think of the Pistons.
But there's another team in town, the Detroit Wheels, and some of the Wheels say they got some bad deals. Problem solver Rob Olchek joins us with his special Hall of Shame investigation. Rob?
Here, LaMonica, these guys traveled low budget, taking on teams like the Kentucky Colonels, the Toledo Ice. They played, but where's their pay?
Detroit Hall of Shame. This is the story of basketball and a bad guy. Here's the bad guy.
How come you didn't pay the guys at the Detroit Wheels?
And here's the basketball. Minor league hoops starring the Detroit Wheels.
This was my dream of playing, professional ball.
Pro ball without the glamour.
We were 14 people in a 14-passenger van.
Without the $1 million deal.
We love to hoop regardless.
But they say they got slam dunked by this guy, Chris Dreyer.
I listened to a voicemail. It's from you saying, I'm going to get you your money.
Well, I'm doing everything that I can, absolutely.
Basketball time! In January 2005, the American Basketball Association announced new ownership for the Detroit Wheels. Ex-Michigan All-American Antoine Jobert was teaming up with Chris Dreyer, a Detroit-based real estate developer and attorney. Jobert was handling the coaching. Chris Dreyer was the money man who drew up the contracts at this law office on Woodward Avenue.
Jobert is definitely a stand-up guy, but it's just, I'm not sure what's going on with the owner, Chris Dreyer.
Justin Hall's contract says he was supposed to make $1,000 a month.
And how much have you gotten paid?
I've gotten one check for $200.
Dave Myers, $1,600 a month.
We signed contracts and we wanted to be, honored.
Our coach would tell us that, Mr. Dreyer said we would get paid, the next day or 2 days after that. He had to work some things out and we would be getting paid. But once that date would come about, we wouldn't get paid.
A few months ago, Chris Dreyer spoke to the team.
This was the day before the playoff game in Toledo. He said, I know we owe you money and we're going to get you some money tomorrow after the game.
But Dreyer fouled out, left a message on Justin's phone saying he'd pay him, then disappeared.
That's called nothing but net. I found out Chris Dreyer's nothing but trouble.
Chris Dreyer is not a lawyer like the players in the league seem to think, but he has been to court a lot, been sued a bunch of times and lost, owes hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Time for me to take it to the rim and go one-on-one with Chris Dreyer.
But it seems Chris doesn't want to play.
Where you going, Chris? Chris, I want to ask you some questions about the Detroit Wheels and some other things.
He makes a fast break back into the office. Man, this guy's got some moves.
Chris?
I'm sticking to my game plan. I wait by Chris's classic Mercedes until he finally comes back out.
I am not the owner of the Detroit Wheels. I do not, nor at any time have I ever owned the Detroit Wheels.
But the next thing you know, Chris is speaking on behalf of the team.
Are you going to pay those people their money?
The Detroit Wheels is doing everything it can to get those players their final paycheck for this current season, yes.
So how's he going to pay them? What exactly does this guy do?
What kind of business are you running?
I just simply run an office here.
I do know this. Chris was running for political office. Ran in 2004 as a Republican for the Waterford supervisor's job. Check out this article in the Oakland Press. Chris doesn't seem too happy when I show it to him.
Candidate named in court records. Is all this stuff true in the newspaper?
No, sir, most of what you read in the newspaper is not true.
Well, Chris, I assume your own campaign literature is true. It says Chris was the owner of a bunch of factories in Windsor. It doesn't mention they went broke.
What about that Tecumseh Metal up there in Windsor? Didn't you kind of create havoc, hell for those people over there?
Absolutely not.
That's what the news reports say.
That is not what the news reports say.
In your face! Check out this article in the Windsor Star. Scores of angry workers swarmed outside the Tecumseh Metal Products plant in Windsor's West End for about 5 hours Thursday after promised vacation and regular paychecks weren't given out on time. Some were owed a few $100s, some several thousand. Kind of like the guys on the basketball team.
I quit my day job in order to do this. I put my time in, my hard work and effort into it. And this guy is just basically playing games with me. That's how I feel.
He was trying to get one over on us or something.
And while Chris Dreyer may say he's not the owner of the Wheels, he is the guy who promised the paychecks.
I got a voicemail of you saying you're going to pay him the money. I mean, I'm just telling you what, that's the deal.
Okay.
Well, Chris, looks like you shot nothing but air balls today. You're in the Hall of Shame.
Shame on you if you can't pass through.
I spoke to the American Basketball League president, Joe Newman, over the phone. He told me Chris Dreyer and Antoine Joubert are the team's owners. Joubert told me Dreyer is the owner, and Dreyer is the one who told the players their checks were on the way. Looks like this mess may end up in court. And I'm not talking about the basketball court.
All
Joe
right,
Monaco.
Rob.
Nice moves there, Rob.
There you go.
Thank
Thank you.